Welcome back for another OG Show Live. Mr. Randall, how you doing?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Reel Down.
Welcome back to another episode of Bass Fishing for News.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to, once again, the Bass Kayak Advance.
Brother, this is the final cast.
Another segment of Chasing the Tide, your saltwater connection on the paddle fin.
Welcome back, everyone. Another episode of Feather and Fur. Your host, Brad.
Welcome back to the Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Crystal.
Hey, welcome back to Off the Water. Happy
S6E2 here with Adventures of Outdoor Woman podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast.
We're brought to you by Pelican, built tough for all situations. Go to pelican.com. Eastport Marina on the beautiful shores of Dale Hollow Lake. For all your lodging, kayaking, go to eastport.info. Yak Gadget for all your fine kayak fishing accessory needs. Go to yakgadget.com.
What's up, man? Happy
What's
New
going
Year.
on? Happy New Year to you too. And Happy New Year to all our listeners out there in the virtual space of the internet.
Yeah, I was going to start off the show with a little sound clip of Welcome Back from Welcome Back Cotter. And then I just completely forgot. So it's whatever. That would have been funny.
Have you ever been driving anywhere and like you get there and you're like, dude, how did I get here?
Yeah, I do that in the morning a lot.
So I was driving home from work tonight and I remember the whole trip except for like a little, you know, where 70 gets on to 675 right by Midway.
Mm-hmm.
From that exit to my exit, I don't remember any of it. I remember driving up and like looking at him and like, that's my exit. I had to swerve over and I was like, how did I get here? Like, I remember driving from Piqua, driving past Huber, and then nothing.
You must have been listening to something good.
I was listening to a book, but like, I don't really remember the book either. I think I fell asleep and my body autopiloted at home.
Yeah, well, that's kind of
like
scary.
That's a thing. Like, it's a legit thing. And I was like, I literally got off the highway and I was like, dude, that was terrifying.
Yeah, that's funny,
Yeah.
man.
So yeah. Oh yeah, it's funny until I hit a guardrail and die.
That'd be bad. Then I'd have to look for a new co-host.
And you get all my fishing stuff, so there's a plus for you.
No, man. First episode of the final cast in 2023, man. So we're pumped.
I know.
We got a bunch of shows lined up too already. This is awesome.
Yeah, we already have like the first month done. Which is dope. I love being overly prepared, so I'm pumped about that. I'm almost coming up on. I'm only a couple months away from my year anniversary with Paddle and Fin, which is great.
Which is when? I can't remember.
Beginning of April is right before Dale Hollow, the Dale Hollow event. No,
Okay.
Actually, not beginning of April. It's probably March.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dale Hollow trip was first weekend in April.
Yeah, so it'll probably be in March. Will be my 1 year. So that's dope. Been the best year of my life. So
yeah, whatever. Man, we've had some good shows though. So
we have had some good shows.
But this episode we're gonna it's like a welcome back episode. We're gonna talk about what we have in store. We're gonna do top 5 baits of 2022 that me and Matt have used, and then I think we're gonna talk a little bit about some of the Christmas gifts we received this year too. So
I'm pumped.
Let's do it. What do you want to do the top 5 baits first?
I think we do top 5 baits and then we run into Christmas gifts and then we'll give kind of an idea of what we're going to do for the year and stuff like that.
Sweet. So I came prepared for this. Well, this was like an idea like I just had right before we started. I was like, oh, we should do this segment.
Yeah, you really pull the carpet from underneath me, but it's okay because
it was because I was looking at.
I know, but I've only used I haven't done everything I normally do when I'm like, I want to try this new bait. I mean, I've done that, but most of the time I'm just using like the same 5 to 10 things, and it's been great. So
if it works, but I was looking at my list. I have like a post that I'm going to make on New Year's Eve, my top 5 baits. So It just gave me the idea. Hey, we should do that little segment. Talk about our top 5 baits of the year. So I got.
I'm doing that now. I'm taking your post idea. I'm going to post it at 12:01 on New Year's Eve and say
Do
it was
it.
my idea. And then when you do it, I'm going to say you're a copycat.
Well, you can't do that because I've done this for the last 2 years.
I don't care. I'll just do it first.
I don't care. I think it's cool, man. I like seeing people's different stuff. So
No, I agree. You start because you're prepared. I know what I'm going to say, but you start.
do you want to go? Me say one, you say one, or just me do my 5?
Yeah, we could do that. Do 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1.
All right. So 2022, everybody in Ohio knows that we had a muddy river from basically January all the way to August, and then nothing after that. And it got super low, super clear.
Oh, dude, it was so stupid.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was a weird year. So with that said, I did a lot of power fishing through those months. So my top lure, should we do 5 and then go down?
I don't like my top 5 aren't a top like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's just my 5 favorite lures that I had for the year, and like the ones I just kept using. So there wasn't like because there's certain situations one worked better than something else would. You know what I mean? So
I'll just go with my number 1 bait of 2022, and that was the spinner bait. And I used 3 different ones: the War Eagle, white skirt with gold blades, willow blades. Jig Masters custom black Indiana Magnum Indiana blade. Bob, that blade was painted black, and then the War Eagle chartreuse skirt with chartreuse painted blades, willow blades. And I had a hard time saying that, but yeah, spinnerbait, man, that was my go-to lure for a lot of the year this year. I mean, even in the fall. Like it's been getting hit for me, and I caught my biggest fish at 27.5 on it.
27.5?
20.75.
20.75. There you go. Not 27.5, because to me that's 27.5 inches,
20,
which is a world record smallmouth.
Yeah. 20.75 inch smallmouth. Caught on the spinnerbait.
You're creeping on that 21, man.
Yeah. So that was cool.
Yeah. That was super cool. And yeah, you've been throwing that spinnerbait all year long. Like you in times when you shouldn't be throwing it, you just throw it and it would work, which is awesome. I will say the number 1 bait for me this year, I know I was going to say I'm not doing 1 through 5. 1's the only one matters. 2 through 5 are just baits I like throwing, and they worked out well. The Jig Masters finesse jig.
Oh, yeah. You talked about that a lot this year.
I've caught so many fish on that this year that I didn't think. Like, I was throwing it. I was like, maybe I'll get 1 or 2 bites, like, occasionally. When I go, dude, there were days I caught 15, 20 fish on that bait and went through 3 bags of plastics because they just kept ripping.
I wasn't catching anything that day. You were catching them.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's what's crazy is you would catch, I think you had like 1 or 2 small ones, but I was just catching every time I was throwing it, no matter where I was throwing. And dude, that was sad. I remember that. I didn't
was
care
such
the
a
rest
good
of the
fish,
day.
man.
Dude, it was so fat. It was fat in the summer, which is what's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was throwing it in timber and cover, catching fish. Blind casting it 20 feet off the bank, catching fish. Blind casting it in the middle of the bank just because I wanted to see, I'm gonna turn down my tension die a little bit, see how far I can zing it out. Fish. It's crazy. Swimming it back to cast it again. Fish. That happened all year round. So the Jig Masters jig in black and blue with and I know I've said it many a time, the Guggen Squad. What is it called? The Guggen Squad.
Kraken Crawl?
No, not the rattling trailer, the chunk trailer, the rattling chunk, rattling chunk. That thing, I will say, it is like old school Senkos. You're gonna get 1 fish pretty much per bait, which sucks. Big booty, but I caught so many fish on that, it's not even funny. So that was easily, without a doubt, the best of the year. Caught tiny fish, caught big fish. It was great.
Yep. And it was cool to witness. I mean, there was times where you was dead sticking it too.
Yeah, I mean, you could not fish that bait wrong, at least for me in my hands this year. I don't know. Maybe I was becoming like, I don't know, dude. I'd just throw it and I'd catch fish. Dead stick, swimming it, popping it, dragging it, getting stuck on sticks, getting it off, and then getting bit is awesome.
Yep. All right, so my number 2 bait of 2022 is the Z-Man half-ounce jackhammer chatterbait with the Yamamoto Seiko trailer. And that my biggest fish was a 20-inch smallmouth on that. So that was a cool day. It was completely muddy. I pitched it into these weeds, and I just ripped it out of the weeds, and he smacked it. Justin was there. He saw the whole thing. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I wasn't going to say this next, but I might as well since you said it. It's the black and blue half-ounce jackhammer.
I should have said black and blue, too, because that's what I was throwing.
Yeah, black and blue jackhammer, half-ounce with what trailer did I have on that? I had it on there pretty much all year round. It wasn't. What was that?
No, I forget what it was. You told me. I just forget.
What was it? It wasn't the Winnow because I didn't have those yet, which is my new trailer of choice. But
wasn't it?
It wasn't a Kitech. What was it?
It's like right there on the tip of my tongue.
It wasn't a Zaco because I didn't really throw a lot of those this year.
Yeah, I remember you pulled out the red one earlier this year.
Yeah, I threw that a little bit, but what? This is gonna take me off because it's not on it anymore. It got ripped up real bad, so I took it off, and the actual jackhammer's back in my box. Oh, this is gonna take me off. Oh,
was it
man,
like a crawl style?
No, it was. Yes, it was. It was a crap. This is gonna make me so mad. It was a crawl style. It was a
turbo crawl.
No. Yes. No.
Because that's what I was doing for a while.
It wasn't a turbo crawl. It was a. Maybe I'll look out and I have it back here still. I don't think I do because I went through a lot of the packs of it. It wasn't a rodent. I don't think it was Berkeley. I don't think it was a turbo crawl. Whatever it was.
Z-Man.
Or not? No, it wasn't. It was a Berkeley. It wasn't a Z-Man. It wasn't turbo crawl. It was a Berkeley.
Oh,
it was
Chigger Crawl.
Trigger crawl. That's what it was.
That's a great trailer for jigs, man. I throw those on my football jigs.
It's great for dragon jigs, swimming jigs, chatterbaits. Works awesome. So what I do is I cut the end of it off so I got a little bit smaller profile, just to where those claws were just right outside the skirt. Psycho.
Yeah.
And I also use the black and blue Kamikaze by Big Bites Baits, which is nothing that I have on my turnstile apparently, but whatever. I used them. Maybe they're probably. Oh no, here they are. It's one of these things, which a lot of people don't throw these, and I'm not a Big Bites Baits fan, mostly because I feel like a lot of their stuff is kind of cheap. But their Tour Series baits aren't terrible, and it's that.
Yeah, so, that's what you had on your red.
It was this on the Fire Crawl jackhammer because it pairs up like freaking perfect.
Yep.
But I had one of these in black and blue. I was throwing that too. But I had that Chigger Crawl on there that day. I remember it was when I got the Dumpty fish that barely had half a jaw, which I'm pretty sure you caught later. That was that big fish you caught because it looked like the same exact fish that you caught a little like 2-3 weeks ago with half the jaw missing. And it was 18 point should have been a 19, like an 18.9. Like it was right there. Yeah. And I remember I threw same thing kind of like you did. I threw it up on the one stretch we fished it way too much this summer and threw it right on some grass. Didn't get caught in the grass, but I was fishing it back and I think my phone went off or something. I remember dead sticking it. I'm the dead stick master this year because that's how I caught a lot of my fish. I was dead sticked it and I looked at my phone and I felt I didn't like my rod didn't move a ton. I just felt something in my hand like a little tick, which is a testament to Douglas sensitivity because I looked up and I was like, that's not a fish. I reeled up a little bit and I felt no weight. And then I just felt like a tingle in my palm. And I was like, and I remembered the great Jimmy Skinner, what he told me at Dale Hollow 2 years ago. He said, hook sets are free, my guy.
Yeah.
So I sat there and I was like, in worst case, I'm going to have a half-ounce tungsten gin come back in my face at mock Jesus.
Oh, that would suck.
And I did reeled up a little bit and I said, what? And right when I did it, I just felt, whoop, and it just stopped. And
yeah.
Like, oh no. And he got close to the boat and I had him like weirdly hooked on the outside of his mouth. And I was
that was by the train track, wasn't it?
No, it was yeah.
Yeah, I
By the
remember that
train
fish.
track. Yep. And then I pulled him up and I call him Dumpty Fish. You go back to my Instagram, he's like missing half a jaw, and it reminds me of the meme like, you guys want to go fishing?
Yeah.
So
That was a good
yeah,
fish.
dude, it was a good fish. And but he didn't really fight other than that first, right when I set the hook, he was probably like, what's going on? And then he just kind of walleyed in, just wet towel until he saw me, and then he got a little butthurt. But yeah, dude, that was sick. So yeah, but I caught, surprisingly enough, the jackhammer was a killer on the river this year with it being so muddy.
Yep.
I think we really saw the fish change their hunting aspects to go from really sight hunting to where they were really using vibration, sound, things like that.
I learned a lot this year because of it, man.
So did I, especially jig fishing in muddy water, because it's not like, unless they're right on it, they're not really going to see it. But I found that I got a lot of my great bites were finding rocks, which obviously smallmouth are in the rocks, but finding rocks instead
even
of
closer to the rocks.
They're even closer, but instead of like dragging over the rock, maintaining contact, if I felt a rock on the end of it, I would just bounce it a couple times off the rock and just get that like clicking sound, and then I would just get hit like within a minute. Like they're seeing it, they're coming to it. So yeah, I learned a ton about fishing muddy water this year because that's the only type of water we had for most of the year.
Remember, it was so muddy back in March that we had to go hit the other lake that we hit for like a month straight. Me and Justin, like that was the best fishing I've ever had, like consecutively. Like all of March and all of April, I had upper 80-inch days at that place on the chatterbait. So that's another reason why I had the chatterbait at number 2.
Yeah. All right,
Good
what's
times,
next?
man. Oh, number 3. This probably won't come to any surprise for anybody because I'm a big advocate. The Big Joshies 2.75 dirty money on the Jigmasters 3/16 ounce sled head. And my biggest fish was a 20 smallmouth, and that was the day you got your legs burnt. And you watched me fight it.
Yep, I watched you fight it, and I almost died because I thought my legs were going to get amputated. Don't wear shorts when you kayak fish, no matter if it's in
That was a weird
March.
day. Like,
it was in March.
It was hot that day, but the water was like 52 degrees.
The water was like 50 to 52. It was hotter than snot. So I was like, I'm going to wear shorts. Stupid idea. Because I didn't realize it was the first time I did that float, and I didn't realize it was like, it's not really that long of a float, but you can make it a super long float if you want to. Like the 2 times we went, the first time was 9 hours, and the time me and Brad went last with our buddy James, it was like 14 hours. We were all delirious from not having food.
Yeah.
And yeah, my legs looked like these. It sucked. It was bad. It was so bad.
But yeah, the Joshie, man. Of course, that's been a staple in my arsenal for years, but like I killed it on that thing this year again. So it's always going to be in my top 5, I think.
Yeah. This is my first year with the Joshie. It's on there for sure. It's up. I mean, the biggest fish I caught was a 19 3/4.
Yep. Clown color too.
It was on the clown because I forgot my Joshies, and I was like, Brad, you got any Joshies? He's like, yeah, look in the box, and he had your naturals and stuff. I saw the clown, and I was like, I mean, it'd probably work, and
and it
I
did.
threw it, and it did, and but for the head, I like using the 1/4 ounce. I like a little bit heavier of a head just because I can get if I want to swim it above like super shallow stuff, I can just swim it faster, and I haven't had an issue with not getting bites. But when there's heavier current, that's how I caught that 19. I was throwing a Kitech. And it could have been just the color, but I think it was because I just couldn't get below the current. It kept hitting, washing away. So I couldn't fish what I wanted to. So I tied it on a 1/4 ounce, threw it over there, sank right below the current, and then got smashed. So yeah, the Joshie, I like Dirty Money a ton, and I have 14 packs of them. I just don't know where they're at, so I can't say.
That sucks.
They're down here, dude, because I bought like 3 of the packs that I bought at the Cincinnati Expo last year. Or Columbus Expo. I still don't know where those are. I have no clue. And I've torn this apart looking for them. I guarantee you they're probably in that hummingbird box or something. So I'm not going to say Dirty Money because I didn't throw it a lot. But what I did throw was the natural color, the 2.75. And then
what color? Smoke shad?
Bass candy.
Oh,
which is a
okay.
natural.
It's like a
more
bluish
natural.
back.
Yeah, it's kind of. No, it's more like a green pumpkin back with a clear bottom.
Oh,
So bass candy, I threw that a ton. I got hammered, and then surprisingly, I got smashed on green glow perch. Not
yeah. Glow
surprisingly,
perch
like
is a
it does.
staple.
It does amazing. So green glow perch.
Yep. That's mine and one of mine and Justin's favorite colors.
Yeah, so those two colors really hammered for me this year. I still have one of the bass candies tied onto my Joshy rod, and it's just gonna stay there until it finally. I've put a ton of Mendic glue right on the head, so until I lose it,
It'll last forever, dude.
Yeah. So
I've done the same thing, and like on a perfected sled head, they last forever. It's crazy.
yeah, which is awesome. Those heads are amazing. But yeah, so hopefully this next one you say is like not one that I'm gonna say because all we're doing is like.
I don't think it is. So my next one is the Z-Man Shrooms Micro Finesse Jig with the Z-Man TRD Bugs trailer. I was never really big on throwing finesse jigs or micro finesse jigs or anything like that. So I picked it up this year, threw it a little bit more, and I ended up catching a fat 19-inch smallmouth. It was like 4 pounds on the nose.
Yeah.
He was fat.
Yeah, he was a chunker to be sure.
And what was cool was I pulled him out of these logs, man. So there's a spot, like, I don't know if you've been up that far with me or not yet, but there's these logs that just like cover the whole side of the river. And I'm just pitching into him, and he just freaking smacks it. And it was an epic fight.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting a picture of that because I wasn't with you that day. I got a picture. I was like, man, because I was at work. I was like, this is stupid. I don't want to be here. So,
yeah, black and blue, by the way, of course.
Yeah, I have a couple of those. They're not. I didn't really throw it just because I was having so much success with the finesse jig from Jig Masters. I was like, I don't really need it sized down because I'm still catching fish that are 10 inches long and 19 inches long. Like, there's no.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to, and I have way more confidence with the larger jig. Finesse jigs that small, like a true finesse jig, like little baby finesse jigs, I just don't have a ton of confidence in, so I don't throw them. That is one of the things I'm going to throw a lot more next year is a little finesse jig, just so I can continue to expand my repertoire. Next for me is easily, and this is almost a number one, is the Nikko leech.
Oh yeah. Dude, I didn't use it enough until the very end of the year, so I can't really.
So here's the thing. I didn't really use it enough until the end of the year either, because I think we got our first leeches in either August or September. Dude, in one day, I caught 32 fish on just the same one all day long, big, small, medium. And then it's insane. And it feels like a better, I'm not knocking Z-Man. I still got a bunch of their stuff. I still use their stuff. So no one take this as that, but it has the Elastec feels better. It feels thicker. It's a more premium bait. It's more expensive, but it doesn't even look like that one. If you unearthed it off that stupid car that I got stuck on that stretch under that bridge, it will look probably the exact same. Like they don't look. There's one on my kayak deck right now that's been there for like 3 months, and every time I look at it, I was like, "Oh, look, a brand new one." And then I look at it, and I was like, "This is the same one," but it still looks brand new. So, it's the Nikko leech all day, and either the black Aurora color, which is like a black with a little bit of tint, or Eclipse. Eclipse is my favorite. It's caught me the most fish, and it looks dope. So
yeah, I love the Eclipse, man. It looks sweet. Just that little flash of like tannish yellow, orange, whatever it is,
dude. It's end
of the tail.
It looks so good, and I feel like that, like the black body, especially in muddy water, gives them something to look at. And then when we get a little closer, they see a little orange sticking up, and they're like, "Eat it!" And they
even when it's clear water, man. It looks natural.
Maybe you did, but I don't think I had a single leech this year being like an investigative hit. Like it was a full engulf. I'm sucking it to the back of my throat off the bottom hit every single time.
Yeah.
So, and then that paired with the owner, all three of them together for that. The owner, the Z-Man, and the Jig Masters EWG net heads.
Oh yeah.
Because I can text T-pose it. The only one I lost is because I thought I had a fish when I actually had a car door, and I got it stuck like in the car door, and I had to cut my line. But that's the only one I really lost. I didn't lose any other ones when I had an EWG and text posed, and I didn't lose any fish. It was great.
Yeah, I was throwing mine on a Z-Man football head.
Yep, which same concept.
Yeah, pretty cool. I like that bait. It's definitely going to be tied on a lot more for me in 2023. So I got a couple colors to use. I'm good to go. So, with that said, my last one, I didn't really catch big fish with it, but I caught a ton of fish with it. It seemed like every time I used it, it was always catching something. So I'm going to go with the Rapala DT4 that I was using all year.
Yeah, there you go.
I for some reason I was a big crankbait guy growing up. I threw that in spinnerbaits a lot. Got away from it for a while. I haven't really thrown them, but this year I saw that DT4. I was like, oh, that's cool. Dives 4 feet deep. I was like, that'd be perfect for the river because it looks like a fire crawl type color. So I was like, yep, that's gonna get hit. So I threw it. It got hit. It got hit.
Dude, it got
repeatedly.
Got hit a lot.
Yeah.
Number 5 for me. It's kind of a toss-up because I didn't catch a ton of fish because I didn't fish it a ton, but I thoroughly enjoyed throwing a shaky head in the river this year.
Oh yeah.
It was so fun because I had no confidence in it, so I started catching fish on it. And I think in a day I caught like 6 or 7. The first day I took it out, and then the first day I took it out, I caught nothing on it, which really boosted the confidence. And then I caught like 6 or 7 because I was like, I'm throwing this until I catch a fish. And everyone else catching fish around me. I was like, this is stupid. And I was like, oh, I'll throw it again. And then I threw it and I kept catching fish all day. That's kind of an honorable mention because I'm super pumped to throw that a lot more next year.
Yeah.
But the next favorite for me, it is a crankbait. It's a Megabass S Crank 1.2. I caught a stupid amount of fish on that. Kind of like your Rapala. I will say your Rapala caught more fish than I did on my S Crank. But
Isn't
it
that
wasn't
one bigger?
Not by a little bit. Yes, it is a bigger body. So it's expected probably to catch less fish on it. But there was one day, it was the first time we took Cam to that spot, and he was throwing one, and he was throwing a different like crankbait, and he didn't catch anything. I threw that right behind him and then caught 2 fish in the same hole he was fishing, which ticked him off, and it was funny. But dude, every time I got that out, I was catching fish on it. Now it was more situation dependent. Like I wasn't just throw it. If like I noticed they're not really moving, like if I was throwing top water or wake bait and they weren't hitting it at all, I probably didn't throw it. I threw the jig and I got bit.
Yeah.
But when I knew they were chasing stuff, because you could see, stuff busting, I would throw that and I'd get hammered. So definitely the Megabass S Crank, which is surprisingly the only Megabass lure on my top 5 this year.
Huh.
Yeah. Coming from the Megabass king that I am. The Vision 110 is always up there. I don't really count that anymore because if I don't throw a Vision 110, I'll probably just quit fishing. And another honorable.
You also probably don't throw it as much until the fall anyway.
Yeah, really true. That's a super situation dependent. I'm throwing it in spring and fall and winter. It's the only time I'm throwing it. But another honorable mention is definitely the Megabass Waze swimmer. It's a swim jig with a drop down blade underspin.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that day that I went out to that lake and I caught in 3 or 4 fish, I put up like 75 inches and 4 fish.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I would have caught more. But if you're listening to this, which I know you're not, but if you're listening to this guy who busted me at that lake and came right up on top of me and started throwing his stupid bobber, I just, I want to say some stuff to you. We should get coffee and then you should just stay there because I'm really mad still. That takes me off so bad. I was catching, and they were all big fish. They were all aggressive. It was awesome because it was cold and I didn't even want to be out there at first. And then I started catching massive fish. Oh, but that guy, you irked me, guy. You irked me.
Yeah. Don't be that guy.
Yeah. If you see someone catching fish, just go away. Wait. Just
unless you're buddies, then I'll be like, hey Matt, come over here. The fish are over here.
That's way different. That's like that time at that same lake when I started smacking them on a wacky rig, and I gave you some.
Oh
And
yeah, that was fun.
Speaking of, I found this pack.
Is that the 153 ones?
Yeah, dude.
The cinnamon ones?
Yes, man. This is
That's what they were hitting that day.
We caught like 30 fish in 2 hours. It was awesome.
That was awesome.
And we could see them. We were sight fishing them. It's dope.
I got 2 honorable mentions real quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about them. Since I've only used them from like October to now, the Jackal Re-Range 110 and the Shower Blows 105. So I've had some really good days in the fall on those 2 baits, but they didn't crack the top 5 just because I didn't throw them all year. So that's it. That's my baits for 2022.
Hopefully we get some better top water in the summer because they
dude.
didn't hit it at all this year, which sucked.
I am looking forward to throwing that Rico Suave so bad.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I haven't thrown it yet, so I can't say anything about it, but I'm so pumped.
Yep.
That's going to be tied on every single day at Dale Hollow.
Yep. That's going to be fun.
Dude, oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So before I have an aneurysm, let's move to Christmas.
Christmas!
Yeah, great time. This year is full of sickness for my family, so we barely celebrated it. We didn't go anywhere. But it does. But it is what it is. We'll make it up. I still get Christmas in January, so that's cool.
And your birthday.
Yeah, that wasn't great, but it is what it is. Now I did get a great birthday present. Has nothing to do with fishing, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, he's a Browns fan." I don't care what you think. I've been a Browns fan for my whole life. You can all die. But Stacy got me Browns tickets to the Browns. Who do they play? The Browns Ravens game.
The Browns versus the original Browns.
Yes, exactly. But I mean, there's none of the original Browns still there. They all retired. But that was dope. That has nothing to do with fishing, but that was like one of the best birthday gifts I've ever got in my whole life.
Was that your first game ever?
First Browns game. I went to Cincinnati games back in the day just because it's only an hour away, and people I knew from church were like, "Hey man, you want to go to the Cincinnati game?" I was like, "Well, I don't really want to be here, so yeah, let's go." But I was young. I mean, I was a kid, so obviously no kid wants to be at church. I probably should have been because I was a hellion.
Heathen.
I was a heathen. Like all those heathen things, they're talking about me. I was a heathen.
Man. That's funny.
But no, it wasn't my first game. First Browns game, Stacy bought me this really dope Browns throwback starter jacket. So that was sick.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Bright orange, so everyone knows who I like. But yeah, so let's get into Christmas gifts. You start first.
Well, so it's not a Christmas gift per se. Well, it's I bought it for myself. It was my Christmas gift to myself. So we had customers. Like, I got surprised with some really good tips this year from our customers. So I was like, you know what? I need to do something with this money. Just treat myself. So got on eBay, went to YG Japan, and bought me a Metanium MGL that I've been eyeballing for a while.
I'll do a little advert here for YG Japan. You're not listening, but all you guys who reach out to me with links, like asking me if they're good reels, I just want you all to know I regret ever telling you that he has an eBay, because a lot of the reels you're sending me, like I want to buy, but I don't want to be like that guy. Like, you sent me a reel, like, yeah, that's really good, I'm gonna buy it. Like, so I'm happy you all found him. Just ease off it for like a month so I can buy a couple of new reels. I don't need any, but
that dude is probably like, I don't know what's going on in Ohio, but man, I'm having a lot of business out there.
Yeah, and it's not even all guys from Ohio. I had a guy reach out to me from like California the other day. He was like, "Is this a good reel from YG Japan? Great show." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, it's a sick reel." It was a Metanium. It was a 2015 Metanium DC, and it was on there for like $190. And I was like, "Dude, that's stupid. I would have bought that."
Yeah. That's about what mine. I got a 2016 MGL. Excuse me, Metanium MGL, and it was like $190.
Yeah, but the DCs tend to be a lot higher.
Yeah.
So that was a crazy deal on that guy's part. So good job for him. But yeah, that's a great gift. I remember when you texted me about it, because you're like, should I get this? I was like, yeah, dude.
Well,
and all his tips were from the construction work he did in the strip club. He was putting in poles and he was giving a little dance to the girls and they tipped him. So
no, like, so we were sitting there working and one of our customers walks up to me. Like, he walks up his driveway. I'm standing out there cleaning up. He was like, he just hands me cash. Here you go, dude. Merry Christmas. I'm like, what? I was like, okay, sweet. And then the other people, they gave us cards. They came in while we were doing tile. They like, here you go. We appreciate you guys. You guys are busting your butts trying to get this done before Christmas, which we did. And they were very appreciative, and I got money from that too.
Dude, that's awesome.
Heck yeah. I was pumped.
That's
completely separate from the Christmas bonus we usually get too, which my Christmas bonus this year was really good too.
There you go.
I used some of that and I treated myself with something else. I got me a Wilderness Systems HD cart.
And I literally didn't even know you were getting it because originally I was going to get Boondocks for the P127. And I still am going to get them.
Yeah.
I just never did, mostly because I didn't want to take I was just being lazy. I didn't want to go onto their website and order them.
Yeah.
And I was just going to give you my Wilderness Systems cart. And then you posted the picture, new cart, blah, blah. And I literally texted him. I was like, when did you get a cart?
Yeah.
like
oh, today.
Yeah. And you got a smoking deal on it. So that's dope.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been the other thing I've been eyeballing for a while. And I was, what do you call it? I was, responsible with the rest of my Christmas bonus. Put it back into the IRA.
Yeah. So for me, a lot of my gifts, so my wife has come to the realization that there's nothing she can buy me because I just want to buy my own stuff. So she just lets me get stuff. So I got a new Antares DC. That was one of my Christmas gifts for myself, which was dope, to replace this one. And the only reason I'm replacing this one is because the button fell off. It still works fine. It just cuts my finger every time I use it. So,
oh yeah, I might have to buy that from you and fix it.
I mean, the new button's $90.
Yeah,
for just a button. So I haven't decided if I'm gonna just
because I want an Antares. So if you do sell it,
oh yeah, you were to be the first one I talked to. But yeah, I mean they're sick. So I got an Antares DC. I got a little bit slower. This one's a 7.4. I wanted the 6 to 6.5 so I can use it pretty much. I still believe the 6 gear ratio. Everyone says the 7's the new like universal, which it is. You can do everything on a 7. I'm old school when it comes to fishing. I still like a 6 gear ratio. Just what I like. Unless it's for like technique specific. So deep cranking, I have one that's in the 5s. Jigging, my Bantam's at 8-1. So, but yeah, I got that, and then I got she did ball out a little bit. She got me a hookup gift card.
How much?
So 50, which is enough to get a good bit of plastics.
Or 2 Vision 110s.
Or 2 Vision 110s, but I have so many of those. Like I've decided I'm not going to buy any more after a good conversation with my buddy Ryan Dole. Because new colors are coming out, and he messaged me. He's like, "You getting this?" I was like, "Dude, I want to, but it was a respect series, so it's like super fancy." I was like, "Dude, I'm never going to throw that."
Yeah.
And I'm past the point, which is sad. I'm past the point where I'm like, when you're a kid, you get like, for instance, a new MacBook, like because you and me had MacBooks growing up.
Yeah.
We'd keep the box.
Yeah, I still have mine for this MacBook Air.
I have one for this MacBook Pro, and I have my Helix 10 box and my Garmin box.
Yeah.
And my Scorpion DC box and all my real boxes. Which
I keep all my real boxes.
I keep them all too. I will always keep them all.
They're worth more.
You can resell them, and B, they look dope.
Yeah.
But I'm past the point in my life where I'm like, dude, I want to get that Respect series because it's a collector item. I don't care anymore. If I'm buying fishing lures, like I'm buying them to use them. So I think I'm swearing off the Visions unless something dope comes out. I need to build up my re-range collection, and the one Ryan, he sent me a picture of it. I can't remember what brand
I forget the name of it. It's some weird name. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Shady M. But yeah, I'm gonna start building those collections up a little bit. Yeah, and then the last gift, the new Bonafide rods came out. I still Douglas all the way. I think this Bonafide rod's really good, and I'm gonna have a review coming. It would have been out, but I got a new job, so I've been doing a bunch of stuff. But the Bonafide rod's pretty dope. So she got me a Bonafide rod. One of the first ones. I have either the first or second Bonafide rod ever shipped to consumers in the United States, which is pretty cool.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it is. I got the swim jig rod. It's a premium rod. It feels awesome. I think you threw it. Feels good. It's light. So only time will tell how much I really like it. But yeah, that's pretty much that's Christmas fishing related. That's all I got. I got the dopest gift ever, but it's not Christmas related. So maybe I'll tell about it. I don't know. I'll let you go through the rest of your stuff though.
So yeah, I actually had pretty decent fishing stuff for Christmas. I'm actually surprised. People usually don't get me fishing stuff. I don't know why, but I'm like, that's my main hobby. Why wouldn't you? Anyway, merino wool socks. So I put that on my list. Got a pair. They feel nice. They go all the way up to my knee too. So that's like,
oh, they're big ones. Oh, those are awesome.
Extra warm. Yeah. I got an NRS gift card, $50. I already bought Boundary boots. They're on the way right now.
Those are sick. You'll love them too.
Heck yeah. So I figured wool socks with those, I'm going to be set.
That's all I wear, and I don't have any warmers or anything on my feet, and they're just warm all the time. It's great.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that fixes my issue fishing in the wintertime with my feet. Let's see. Nikko bait Zaza leashes. So I got 2 packs of those. Eclipse and Black Aurora. Is that what it's called?
Yep, Black Aurora.
And Matt actually knew about this.
Yeah.
You text me. What did you text me again?
I text you what was the message? Because so Scott from Nikko had messaged me because your wife had bought them for you, I'm guessing, Allie. Yeah. So he messaged me. He was like, because he knows Brad's address, and he was like, "Hey, is someone like, is this okay? Like, I don't know what's going on." And I was like, "Oh, that's his wife. She's probably getting them for Christmas." He's like, "I should put like a funny message." I was like, "You should make it like as dirty as possible." Because it'd be hilarious. And he was like, "No,
Nikko, you little douchebag."
Yeah. And he was like, "No, I can't do that." He's like, "I'll do a message," which I can't remember what the message was, but just for everyone out there, when I talk about, like, if you go back and watch the episode, Brad was taking a week off, but if you watch the episode we did with Nikko, Scott's a great dude, one of the better guys I've ever met. He sees every single order, he packages every single order you make in the US. So that's the attentive care that you're getting, just so everyone knows. But yeah, dude, it was so funny. And I wanted to text you because I suck at like surprises.
Yeah.
I want to text you and be like, "Hey, just wait to see what you got for Christmas." But I didn't want to like ruin it for Allie. Because that's a super thoughtful gift. Like, Stacy knows I love Nikko, but she probably wouldn't even have thought to get me Nikko baits because I have so many already.
Well, the only reason she knows is because I put them on my list.
Yeah, so but still, she did a good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, those colors she got you are dope too. I mean, they're tried and true. They work great.
The Black Aurora is kind of cool. It's like a translucent PB&J almost.
Almost, yeah, which is a little bit darker. I think it'd be great for muddier water conditions. I think it'd be dope. Or even clear, because it has almost a natural look to it with being a little bit darker. It's pretty dope.
Yep. Pretty cool.
Yep.
And then the last one, this one's funny. It's been in the picture the whole time. The big mouth Billy Bass my sister got me. So I was like, "Hey, Allie, where are we going to put this in the house?" She's like, "You're not putting that in the house." I was like, "I know, I'm just messing." So I put it in my podcast wall.
Dude, I would somehow make that my doorbell. You ring it, what do you want?
Yeah, I was going to say, at least take the song off because Luke Bryan sucks.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's a dope gift, yo. That's sick.
I was like, I just laughed when I opened it. I was like, "Oh, that's hilarious." It's my 16-year-old sister that bought me that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
But yeah, it was a good Christmas.
Oh yeah, it was a great Christmas. The best gift I got was actually from my mom. It has, again, nothing to do with fishing. But have you ever seen those Ninja air fryer oven things?
Oh yeah,
it's like that big. I've been asking for a bigger air fryer for like 6 months. So my mom and her savvy ways with all her Kohl's cash and discounts was able to get the big Ninja, and it folds up. So you can put it on the counter, but when you fold it up, it's only like that wide.
Huh.
And you can push against the wall and you still have all your counter space. So it's so sick. I've used it like 87 times already. Like just making pizza rolls or Totino's party pizzas. I made some wings in it. Dude, I'm now starting to air fry stuff that I just wouldn't do before.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah. So that was pretty sick. I'm super pumped about that.
That's cool.
But yeah, it was a good Christmas. I'm a sucker for holidays. I don't really like them because everything that goes into them, because my mom's a super big planner. Stacy's a big planner. I hate the planning stage, but I like being with family. So that was a plus.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a good Christmas.
It was. And I agree, man. Like, I got a lot of places to go to in the holidays. That's the part I hate. But
yeah.
But when you're there and you're hanging out with people, it's just like, all right, this is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty great. And I got one more, so I'm excited about that. But so yeah, good Christmases. Let's finish it up with talking kind of the plan for 2023.
Oh yeah.
So
we didn't say Dark Horse is a sponsor of this segment yet. So if you want to become a subscriber to Dark Horse Tackle, go to the website, use Paddle 20 code to save you 20% off your first monthly subscription. With that said, they are coming back as a sponsor for 2023. And our plan this year is to do the unboxing shows. And then with those unboxing, like I want to donate my box and have a monthly giveaway.
Yeah. Oh no, that's awesome. So another thing that's changed with Dark Horse, everyone knows I've been a Champion box subscriber since they came out. Well, pretty much since they came out, the Champion boxes. I think I got one of the first ones. I could be wrong. I don't know. But they're actually going away with the Champion box.
I didn't know that.
It's not. They did a live show on their Instagram. So if you weren't on Instagram, you didn't follow them and you didn't go on the live, you wouldn't know that. But we're going to have them on the show so they can kind of explain it a little bit more. But it's actually going to a 3-month premium box. So every 3 months, they're going to send a box that'll have upwards of $150 or more of baits in them.
So you only get charged once every 3 months.
Yes, I believe that's how it's going to go. And I don't know all the details yet. I haven't really talked to Josh or anybody. But from everything that I heard them saying, it's going to be, and I understand where they're coming from. You know, these Champion boxes, every time I get them, I talk about them, but they have premium baits in them and they have hundreds of subscribers of this. And that is a toll for a lot of these small businesses to get, 100 of the same bait painted and shipped out on time. So with these quarterly boxes, you're going to get more. They're going to be better painted baits from all the people we know and love, plus some new people that are coming on this year. But the quality is probably going to go up, which I've never had a bad quality one. Like hats off to all these guys because they've been pushing these baits out and getting them to us, and they've been great. But it's just going to be better because they're going to be, they're going to have more time to really focus on the craft, get you probably some different colors, different patterns. So super pumped about that. So that's awesome. We're going to have them on the show. I also want to talk or give a shout out to another 2023 sponsor, which is Nikko Baits. They came on a little bit late in the year last year, but they're going to be a sponsor for 2023, which is awesome. Some of the best baits. I'll continue to always talk about them forever. The Nikko leech is now a staple. It's amazing. And their Winnow. I can't wait to throw that Winnow so much. A Last Tech paddle tail that never breaks. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, super pumped for that. But yeah, good time.
We got Dark Horse coming on in a couple weeks. We got Z Pro Lithium next week. And then at the end of the month, we have Noisy River Outdoors, which they got a cool portable kayak that we're going to
super pumped about that because that's super interesting. I want some more information on it because that looks like it'd be a duck killing machine.
Yeah, that's what it's marketed towards. So that show has been in the works for quite a few months. Like we've been going back and forth for a while. So it's kind of cool to get that going finally.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're still like in that Kickstarter phase. Like they haven't actually hit the market yet. They're still trying to build up momentum,
I didn't know that.
which I think when they do hit the market, it's going to be insane. They're going to do some great things.
I want to try
But yeah,
it.
hope this year I kind of, and I haven't really talked to Brad about this, so he'll be the first one to know too. But I kind of want to branch out just from kayak fishing products to kayak hunting products.
I was thinking the same thing.
Dude, mines are linked. But yeah, I want to kind of branch out a little bit because kayak hunting for deer, for example, has exploded because a lot of these places guys are going to get deer now. They're using their boat to get to it. They're using their boat to get the deer out. They're using certain products to help them do that. So
turning their kayak into a blind.
There's blinds which I've been looking at, turning their kayaks into blinds for duck hunting and stuff like that. So I think now that I know we're both on the same page, branch out, talk about those stuff, that market, that niche a little bit, because it's starting to get bigger. So I'm excited about that too. I've got a couple people that I hopefully am going to be able to get on the show. So that'd be sick.
One other thing, Brian Schiller, he got a new job with Debro. What is that called?
Debro Fishing.
Debro Fishing, something like that. So we're going to get him on. We're going to talk about. They got a ton of products, so that's going to be a future show too.
Yeah, they've got a ton of stuff. He's sending us some stuff, so we're going to get it tested out and really give our opinions on it, which is super exciting. But yeah, it's going to be a great 2023. We got the Dale Hollow event, so
I can't wait, dude.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. Hopefully, we can do a show from there, which would be sick.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good year. I'm excited for it.
Yep. Me too, man.
But that's all I've got. Happy New Year to everyone out there listening. Hopefully it was great and you didn't do anything you regretted because it's the new year. So
yeah, don't drink and drive. Oh, they're not going to hear this until after the New Year's. So
whether it's New Year's or like a random Tuesday in June, don't drink and drive anyway.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That tip is synonymous with just life. So
be smart.
Yeah, don't do anything I would do. But yeah, I'm good. I'm done.
I'm good and done too. Put a fork in me.
I'm gonna go eat some pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to another killer episode here on Paddle and Fin. Be sure to drop a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, or smash that subscribe button on any platform you're listening in on. Be sure to check us out on Waypoint TV, waypointtv.com. Make sure you sign up for the Fantasy Kayak Fishing League at paddleandfin.com/fantasy. You could support this show through Patreon, patreon.com/paddleandfin. Don't forget to check out the website, paddleandfin.com. Catch us on YouTube. If you got a question, comment, or want to see a future guest on the show, be sure to email us at paddleandfin@gmail.com. Shout out to our show supporters, Yak Gadget. You can check out all the fine kayak accessories at yakgadget.com. Pelican Professional. For all your cases, coolers, and lighting needs, go to pelican.com. Rocktown Adventures. Your Midwest premier paddle sports destination. Go to rocktownadventures.com. Eastport Marina, the beautiful destination on Dale Hollow Lake. If you're looking for lodging, kayaks, kayak accessories, or anything fishing related on the beautiful Dale Hollow Lake, go to eastport.info. And Jigmasters Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to jigmasters.com and fill your tackle boxes today.